Marcus Mantis. I love seeing that car out there. Long may it continue. As they make their way up through Schwanzkirch, round McLean's they go. Oh, I thought that James Webb was about to make a move there. I think that was on Lackey Christopher. Behind him, not their BMW this year, something completely new, but he's up there harrying, as we've seen so many years gone by. Down in towards Redgate they go. He's not sort of showing his nose there. He's just harrying, making sure that he's putting as much pressure on as possible to see if he can take GTC honours. Oh, and we've got a challenge down in towards Old Hairpin. A great move by John Seal as he dives up the inside of Lucky Kira. Look at this, Chris Card trying desperately to defend from the 21 car of Joshua Jackson, Team Hard Janetta, and he's still trying to come back at him. And I thought that David Franklin was going to try and mop up some of the pieces or create pieces of his own for a second there. And we've got Brent Millage is diving up the inside of Joshua Jackson now, and so that is the Team Spy Motorsport car that has just managed to sort of get himself up one of the places, as I think Joshua Jackson was just unsettled with the amount of fighting that was going on, and he just took his eye off, and through went Brent Millage. I think he's likely to come back at him, but saying that, Brent Millage is on a bit of a charge now because he's on the back of David Franklin's 911 car. Oh, what? Oh, that was kind of pushed Lucky Kira out of the way, so Lucky Kira is still behind John Seal, and in fact he's trying to defend against Paul Gibson now as they come down through the crane. It goes round Old Hairpin they go, so they sit in the same order at the moment, but Paul Gibson's oh no, and Chris Carr has dropped it in the kitty litter. That doesn't look like that's going to get out there anytime soon. And there's the red flag. It's in a dangerous place just as they come onto the start finish straight. A great victory by Richard Chamberlain in his Porsche, takes GTO honours and overall in the race. Warren Gill season, so Adrian Wilmot alongside him for company again. And he's managed to get the whole shot, has Richard Chamberlain. And look at that, he's already pulling away as he heads down towards Redgate for the first time, but not managing to get the car stopped. That looked like a dog trying to turn right on a kitchen floor for a second there. And he's managed to get it round, but he's dropped down to second, possibly lower. He's lost out to Paul Gibson in car number 48, the McLaren 650S. But the 650S is spinning down through the craners onto the grass. Oh my goodness. No, missed the gravel. He's gone in. Oh goodness me, how unfortunate there. He got such a great start. He'll be kicking himself with that one. He was really on fire as he came down through the craner curves. Safety car to get the car recovered from the gravel. Out comes Paul Gibson, rejoins the circuit, rejoins the race, as do we at the front, and it's Adrian Wilmot that's got the nod in the number 9 BMW. But look at this, Richard Chamberlain coming at him already. He's on the outside to do the old switcheroo. It's as though it just takes a little bit longer to get that car up to temperatures in the tyres this time round. It's 50 minutes. You can't win it on that one, but you certainly can lose it on that one. So he's just been a bit more cautious. Lucky Kira just behind him, and it looks like Wilmot's teammate Dominic Paul sat there in 4th at the moment. He is number 23 in the sister BMW M6 GT3. Great job at the moment as they make their way back up the Schwanzkirch into McLean's. And it is still Adrian Wilmot, number 9, that's got the nod. Lucky Kira there, sat there in 3rd at the moment, being pressured by Dominic Paul quite heavily. So that M6 wants to join in with its sister car at the pointy end of the field at the moment. Of course, Dominic Paul last year in the LMP3, year before he was in a Janetta here in GT Cup. So something very different for him, to say the least. Adrian Wilmot makes his way around Roberts onto the Wheatcross straight, the start-finish straight. As it's sort of Noah's Ark 2x2 at the moment. Look, and Richard Chamberlain's going to try and do the change at the front. He's goodness me, he's managed to do it on the power all the way down through the straight, and he's managed to do it before he even gets through to Redgate. Cracking move. Even with throwing the anchors out the back to get it stopped, he was still able to close that door on the BMW, and he's got himself back up into the lead as he makes his way back down the craner curves. Oh, it just doesn't look quite as comfortable as the BMW BMW down through that section at this stage, but I wouldn't be surprised if Richard Chamberlain's just going a little bit steady, making sure he gets through the full 50 minutes of this race. He, of course, has to pit stop, but he doesn't change drivers, so he'll stay sat in there, probably grabbing a drink of water in this the heat inside these cars today. Look at that. Dominic Paul is all over the back of Lucky Kier at the moment. Lucky's still getting used to that McLaren, but doing a great job, as he did at Silverstone only a couple of weeks ago as well. So still holding on to that third as it stands at the moment. In fact, it looks to me as though possibly Adrian Wilmot was just dropping back. No, it was just the optical illusion as they got down to the Robert chicane. But this time, Dominic Paul's going to have the inside line. Is he going to make a move on Lucky Kier? Yes, Lucky saw that he was coming, knew that there was no... Great pass there by Dominic Paul. He set that up at Robert chicane and made it count. The two Ferraris having a great fight there. Number 83, Richard Guy, in the 458 GT3. And I think that looked like Lucky Christoforou in number 27 as well. Moving back up through the field is Paul Gibson. He's having to get past all these Ginettas at the moment. That's probably frustrating. David Franklin is his next target. I'm sure he'll power past him down the straight in that gorgeous 650S McLaren. It really does look the business. 21 is the car of Joshua Jackson and Sam Randall, just holding off the Spy Motorsport car of Brent Millage as it stands at the moment. And the BMWs are together. We knew they'd have to play eventually. It is still Adrian that has the nod at this stage, but Dominic Paul is all over the back of him. So as soon as he was able to get past Lucky Kier, the cork exploded out of the bottle, and he's reeled in his teammate, having a great fight with him already as they're about to put a lap on John Whitehouse that started the 44 McLaren 570 GT4 car, different to the other two McLarens we've been seeing at the pointy end of the field. Onto the start-finish straight they come. Must be getting fairly close to the pit stops now, but the BMWs are just having a great time having a fight. I'm sure Century Motorsport are holding their breath in the pit lane somewhat as these two are slugging it out there on the Donington circuit. It might look very sunny, but it's rather brisk to say the least here in Derbyshire. There we go, the pit window is indeed open as we looked briefly there at John Whitehouse in number 44. There's the Marcus Mantis, Warren Gilbert. He's doing it all on his own as well, so there'll be no driver's change for him this time around. There goes John Whitehouse. He's going to hand that car over to Steve Ruston, and they're going to be desperate to try and take the GTH honours again today. These two cars that we're looking at now, they'll be staying the same driver. James Webb in his Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo number 13, he'll be staying in it, as will Brent Millage in his Spy Motorsport Ginetta. The Ferraris are double stacking at the moment as we see the number 44 car making its way back out again, as is number 19. That's Matt Howson's taken over that car now, the 488 Challenge, trying to fight for the GTC honours, as in comes Adrian Wilmot from that great fight between the teammates. So good to see the number 7 Mosler back out there. It didn't manage to take part in the opening race earlier today, but it has this time. John Seal has now handed over that 55 car to Jamie Stanley. That's the pro who's taken over that car. We'll see how far Jamie Stanley can fight through this field. As back out onto the circuit comes Adrian Wilmot. Just behind him is 48 Paul Gibson fighting his way through. Brent Millage, Lucky Kier, all coming into the pits. It's a very busy pit lane now as Richard Chamberlain also makes his stop now, sees his way through. Oh, Dominic Paul just kicks up a bit of dust there as the Marcus Mantis of Warren Gilbert makes his way back out again. A big Porsche 935 rejoining the circuit. Such a fast car, such an impressive looking vehicle as well, isn't it? As he makes his way round Redgate towards Hollywood and